Okay, I want to dive into one of my favorite things to talk about, your return on your ad spend, how much money you're making, and how to know if your ads are even working. Let's do it. Okay, so here I am inside of Ads Manager, and Ads Manager does actually roll out with new of these kind of like pre-set up reports from time to time. Sales is their most recent one that you can play around with to determine how many purchases have come through and whatnot. But I actually like setting up custom reports so I can have only in there the info I want. I don't need to see any of the extra stuff that I don't want. And I do this through creating a custom column report. So if you drop this on down, click on custom columns, this is where you get to choose whatever you want to see. Let me share with you some of my all-time favorites. I love having in here purchases. I'd recommend that you go ahead and do purchases, and then I would also do value. So this tells us the value of the purchase that they made. So if they purchased $400 worth of product from your website, we're going to know that. Another one I would select would be purchase ROAS, return on ad spend. How many times back did you make your money? A 1 times return means you broke even. A 2 times return means that you got back twice what you put in. A 3 times return means you made back 3 times what you put in. Typically speaking, I personally shoot for a 3 times plus for my clients. It's not uncommon for us to see a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times return if we've been working with a client long enough and if we've totally nailed our messaging, the product that we're selling, all of that. But knowing that a 3, you're doing a good job. Above that, fantastic. Below that, it'd be awesome to see what we can do to increase that. So anyway, I like doing our purchase return on ad spend. Another one that I like to do is our number of adds to cart, because you know what you can do? If we are seeing that a whole bunch of people are adding to cart, but they're not making their way through initiate checkout and purchase, then we can see that there's probably an issue there. Another one that I like to do is initiate checkout. Checkout's initiated. If you want to see the cost too, you can see what the cost to getting someone to initiate checkout is, the cost to get someone to add to cart. There is not a baseline that all clients should have, because I do have some clients that see $1.50 cost per add to cart. I have some clients that see a $25 add to cart. And it's not to say one is bad and one works and one doesn't. It's just that person who has a higher cost per add to cart, they need to make sure that their price point of their product is really high, right? Like if I have clients that are selling products that are $1,000 plus, I don't mind paying $25 to get someone to add to cart if they're buying a $1,500 painting, right? But if I have someone who's purchasing maybe a $40 name plaque for their nursery, I can't pay $25 to get someone to add to cart. That needs to be sub $3 or whatever it might be for that to make sense. So anyway, you can also go ahead and just play around in here. If you click through these, you can see, like if you by chance want to know clicks, I would recommend doing link clicks. You can come on down, you can look at their standard events that there are here. It's a rabbit hole, right? There are hundreds of them here, but those ones that I just showed you, those are my definite sure ones I always do. What I'd recommend you do before you click apply is unclick these, because what's going to happen is it's going to show you your data 3 times. It's going to show what it pulled from your pixel, what it pulled differently from your website, what it pulled if you have any offline conversions. So this would be like if you had, let's say, for example, a physical store, it could pull in people who saw your ad and then came in store and purchased, but that's kind of going down a really deep rabbit hole. We're keeping this very basic to get you off the ground this weekend. So I'm just going to have you uncheck all these for now. Click save as preset, call it whatever you want. I like calling mine typically reporting, and then you can see all your info. In order to see that report that you just made, you'll click on columns and then go ahead and click on your report. And then let me just quickly walk you through these top metrics that I keep tabs on, what the heck they mean. So you can see I have adds to cart. This is so far over the last few days. This is our number of adds to cart we've had for this client. This is a pretty large client account, so don't get discouraged if you haven't had this many. Initiated checkout. So these are people who added to cart and then they went to go ahead and initiate checkout, and then how many people initiated checkout and ended up purchasing. Now, don't go down and annualize this at the most granular level, because Facebook's going through some changes right now where sometimes they're trumping, basically a purchase will trump an initiate checkout. So there might be, so in this case, you can see there were more purchases than initiated checkout. Don't be concerned about that. I kind of use these as more of like a directional metric if things seem to be moving in that right way. So anyway, add to cart, initiate checkout is where they're actually going ahead, entering in, their billing info, credit card info, etc. Purchases, self-explanatory. All right, purchase return on ad spend. Again, how many times back did you make your money? So you can see in this example, this client made back their money. So if they put in a dollar, they made $4.41. This client put in a dollar on this particular campaign, they made $5.06. So this is looking really beautiful and healthy for our client right now. This purchase conversion value tells me how much money they made. So the physical money that came out of them investing in their ads. So my client on, let's just take this ad for example, they made $3,057 from this one campaign and the ads that were in there. And then you can see, I also personally like keeping tabs on their cost per add to cart. You can see that this client generally likes to hover around that 350-ish or under cost per add to cart. If it starts creeping higher like this, it's typically because we're doing some testing or an indicator that maybe we need to try some more testing, because for them personally, that's what helps them yield a really nice return.